Welcome or welcome back to the 8th concession. My name is Natalie. Well, as you can see, I'm in the kitchen today. I was going to do a gardening video. There is so much I need to do outside, but it's been raining so much here the last couple of days. We have standing water everywhere. Now, we typically have a bit of standing water when it rains, but it has really rained and we've got puddles everywhere. So I'm gonna wait till it dries up a little bit outside before I finally get my first crops in the ground. I am hardening off my onions, cabbages, and leeks, but they're not ready and I'm not going out in this mud. So today I thought instead I'm gonna be stuck indoors. I'm gonna make it cozy and I'm gonna make myself a little treat. And one of the things I love to eat is cinnamon. So I'm going to make Cinnamon Swirl Loaf. It's really easy. There aren't that many ingredients and it really does save money to make things from scratch. In fact, I did a comparison. I did the math to figure out exactly how much the ingredients I have in the house will cost. And I'll show you at the end the comparison between what I make and something you can buy at the store. So it really is worth your time to whip up together a quick bread. Now, quick breads have no yeast, so it's just a loaf, and I can't actually wait to have some with a hot cup of tea because it's damp and yucky out. So let's get started. I did want to mention for some of you who might be new here, as you look around this poor tired kitchen, that if you're not familiar with my story, we bought our country property here 5 years ago now. Hard to believe it's been 5 years, but we bought this house knowing that it hadn't been updated because we wanted to renovate it ourselves to our own taste, and so that has been our plan. It's going slower than we thought, a lot of different reasons, but my kitchen has not been renovated. So if you see when I'm cooking or something, there's some painter's tape on the wall, that's because we are planning out how we want the new kitchen to look. I'm not quite sure when it's gonna be started, but if you look around and see stuff like that, that's because we're in the planning stage to renovate this kitchen. I want it as big as it can be, brighter and a little more counter space. You'll find I'm working over in this corner a lot and it's not enough room. But I'm just gonna have to be patient and wait for that to come. So I'm going to show you how easy it truly is to make it from scratch. Now I'm preheating my oven to 350 and you can see here I've greased my loaf pan, and these are my ingredients other than my buttermilk because I don't have any buttermilk, so I'm going to make my own. All you have to do to make buttermilk is put 1 tablespoon of white vinegar in your measuring cup. And then add enough milk to equal 1 cup. Here we go. Give it a stir. And then let it stand about 5 minutes, which is going to be how long it takes me to get everything else ready anyway. The first thing we're going to do is just mix our dry ingredients into one bowl. So here I have 2 cups all-purpose flour and 1 cup sugar. I have 1 teaspoon baking powder. There, my oven's preheated. Half a teaspoon baking soda and half a teaspoon salt. Going to give that a good stir. The other thing we're going to do is combine 1/3 cup sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. This is going to be our cinnamon swirl. Well, I made a mistake. I was not supposed to put the sugar in with the dry ingredients. I was supposed to beat it in with the butter or margarine, but you know what? We're just going to go ahead anyway because I'm not going to throw the ingredients out. So we're just going to combine our margarine and our egg and then add our other ingredients. Well, it looks a bit greeny, but I think it'll be just fine in the end. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the dry ingredients and my buttermilk alternately. So I'm going to do about 1/3 of the dry ingredients, then half of the milk, then 1/3 of the dry, then another half of the milk, and finish with the dry. And in the end, let's hope the batter looks okay. The batter looks absolutely fine, so I think we saved it. So now we're going to put it in our loaf pan. Just gonna move that where it can drip over the plate. Here we have our greased loaf pan. And we're going to pour 1/3 of the batter in the bottom, roughly. And then we're going to sprinkle in about 1/3 of our cinnamon topping. Then add another 1/3. And then the rest on top. Making a mess, as usual. Now into our 350-degree oven it goes for 40 to 50 minutes. There you go, cinnamon swirl bread. I wish you could smell this. I wish there was smell-o-vision because it just smells heavenly, and I can't wait to eat a big slice with a nice hot cup of tea. Now, one of the things I wanted to know was it really worth my while to make this from scratch? How much does it actually cost to use ingredients here versus what I can buy it for in the store? Well, I did the math. So let's check it out. 2 cups of flour. Well, the flour that I bought was a 10-kilogram bag. So that's about 25 pounds, I guess. And that was $12. So that's even gone up in price. But at that price, the 2 cups of flour cost me 30 cents. The egg, if you're buying them for a dozen, $3.88 around here. Now we get ours from the ladies, but we have to buy their feed. So that would be 33 cents an egg. We've got a 1/4 cup of margarine and at $1.88 for a pound. That was 25 cents. So it would be a little bit more if you used butter. The baking powder, baking soda, salt, and cinnamon, 6 cents, 2 cents, 1 cent, 42 cents for the cinnamon. A cup of buttermilk, I just used milk and added a bit of vinegar, so about 37 cents for a cup of milk, and I just added 5 cents for the vinegar. And the sugar, so it was 1 1/3 cups altogether with the 1 cup in the batter and the 1/3 for the sugar topping, 33 cents. It comes to a total of $2.20. Now let's see what a cinnamon swirl loaf is at one of our local stores. That's right, $6.29 for 1 loaf of cinnamon swirl. I'm sorry, that is more than double, almost triple the price of making it yourself. And as you saw, it wasn't that difficult, even with a mistake of adding the sugar in the wrong spot. It has still turned out beautifully, and you know, 1/3 the price. So the answer is yes, it really is worth it to make it yourself, and it's not that difficult, and it makes your house smell delicious. Now the only trouble is not eating the whole thing in one sitting. Hope you give it a try. Save yourself $4. Bye for now.